Hello everyone, Christian Brewer here from Barton Marine. I'm going to talk today about the Boomstrut, the benefits of it and tips on fitting it and which type of Boomstrut to buy for your boat. We do a number of them, different sizes, different thicknesses of rod. We do one specifically for dinghies under 16 feet, and we also do 5 model sizes for larger yachts, and we can go up to around 40 foot, so from an 18-foot large dinghy day boat up to 40 foot. And we're often asked, how do I determine which is the best Boomstrut for my boat? Which model should I have? And this is down to the size of boat and the weight of the boom and the weight of any laser jacks, and maybe you've got a fully button main. So the weight of the boom can have an effect on which model. We do list a number of designs on our website, so you can look up on boats fitted with Boomstrut on our Boomstrut page, and you will see a huge list of yachts, and maybe your one is on there. But if it isn't, here's some tips for you. Now, what we ask you to do, without the Boomstrut fitted, we ask you to measure the tip weight of your boom. Now, what is tip weight? This is the weight of the end of the boom with everything fitted on it. So you'll have your laser jacks, you'll have your sail cover, maybe your boom stack, maybe you'll have the sail fitted, and it may or may not have full-length battens. So what we get you to do is get a set of bathroom scales and weigh yourself. You can do this in the cockpit. Take that figure and then weigh yourself holding the outer end of the boom without any sheet or kicking strap loaded on. So you're actually physically holding the end of the boom. Take that weight measurement, and that will give you an idea of the strength of Boomstrut required to counter the force of the boom. Now on here we've got our model 44020. It's in black. You can have black or silver. And when you get your Boomstrut, it will come packed thus. It's the white version. Do take a moment to read through the fitting instructions thoroughly. Okay? Make sure you know what you're doing. We'll give you an idea of what you're doing before you start. And it will tell you what tools you require, and I'll talk about the measurements as well. Now, in our instructions and on our web page and in the catalogue, we will talk about a pin-to-pin measurement. And this is the measurement from the pin that goes to the bottom. There's a clevis pin here, and the pin that goes into the boom bracket. That is the pin-to-pin length of the Boomstrut. Now, it may be that you will have to move your kicking strap position to allow the rods to fit in the triangle. Now, if you are stuck for space, you can reduce the rods by up to a maximum of 150 millimeters. But we recommend you don't do that until you're absolutely sure, because we won't part exchange the rods once you've cut them. So you've done your tip weight measurement, you've looked up the list of boats, you can see which model you may require, but if you have to cut the rods, you can. Okay. And then fitting, we supply a mast fitting here, and essentially it is a slug that slides into the mast track section. That's the track section on the back of the mast. And what you'll see, here's one from the new Boomstrut we're fitting. You get a fixing slug here. So you undo the screws, and you can actually slide it in through the mast track hole, which is usually Well, we haven't got one in here, but it's usually just above the gooseneck fitting. Pop a screwdriver into the base here, because the slug may drop below the deck level. You may miss it. And you just slide the slug down, pull the screwdriver head up so that it holds the slug in place, pop the screws in and tighten it up. So the slug is holding the boom bracket, the mast base bracket. Okay, so that's fitting there. If you can't get the slug in, or for any reason, then you can just drill and tap for the screws into the back of the mast. But use a barrier such as Duralac to stop any corrosion, any reaction there between the two dissimilar metals. And then for the boom fitting, so you've got your mast fitting down as low as you can get it. For the boom fitting, what we say to do, you'll see it in the instructions, is to raise the boom some 6 to 12 inches, so 150 mil to 300 mil above horizontal, or above the normal sailing position of the boom. And this is the point where you fit the boom bracket. You'll see that the rods are straight, they've got no load on them, but the boom is raised. This is the position you want. So that when you're sailing, the rods are pre-bent to their normal position. Okay. And there you have it. That's what we should be looking for when it's set up on the boat. And what are the advantages of the Boomstrut? Well, ask any sailor who's used them. You don't need a topping lift anymore. The rods are giving an up force to the boom. The boom will not drop on the deck. This is a great safety feature of this product. There is only one moving part here. There's no gas ram, nothing to brake. So we have the system, one moving part, very simple, 2 rods supporting it. Used by solo sailors. The Beneteau Figaro fleet have been using the Boomstrut for many years, and we couldn't ask for a better endorsement than those brave solo sailors out on their own on the high seas, relying on our Barton Boomstrut when they're reefing. So there we go. I hope that gives you a better understanding of the Boomstrut and the benefits, how to fit it, and what size to suit your boat. Thank you for choosing Barton.